Hey, fellow Riblets, it's me, Tom, Target Prime Rib. I I'm here at 11 a.m. just like usual. I actually I'm figuring things out with this as time goes on, and I figured out how to put it out there that you'll get notified as long as you have your notifications on of my live coming um, at 11 a.m. I still have to kind of do for each day, but it should still notify you, so you're not like surprised, even though that we're trying to do this for every day. So I hope everybody is having a good day today so far. So um, you know, again, how long we stay on will depend on different factors. One being how many, who comes on and says hello. Terry B. Teresa, first person on here. Congratulations. According to this, we have three people. And Sandy. I should guess you were the third person, because I'm guessing I am the first, because I wrote the message of hello to everybody. So, hello, guys. Um, and so I hope everything is going well with you too. Sorry about that. I have like a frog in my throat. 1 second. Yes. You know. Ah, Alyssa, how you doing? Thank you for coming. So, everything is good. So, little update. So, I actually talked to somebody about the little situation with work, and I'm not sure if I'm going to be still. I'm not sure if I'm going to be working there still or not. But I think there was like a miscommunication caused by the manager there, and I think there's a little situation with her that she tends to embellish the truth. Let's put it that way. And she kind of made me think it was another guy that was causing problems, and it might not have been. It might have actually been her. So hopefully we can correct this problem. And you know, you heard it from me. So so I'm going to put in the chat here. I'll put in the link like I always do, because I want you guys to feel like you're welcome to come on. And that's what we call chewing the fat, correct? So, if anybody wants to join in and just say hello, by all means. I know it's only a few of us here, but I'll probably post it in the chat every once in a while. I haven't figured out how to put it on the top of the chat yet, so that will be my next. That'll be my next project. I'm sure it will work out. It's just, to tell you the truth, it's only for extra money. For the most part, it was for the Boston trip, but I do have enough money. I should have enough money for the Boston trip, so any extra is always good. But if it doesn't work out, then okay, and if it does, all the better. I still have my moments, Terry. I think that I still have some bad habits and stuff like that, but I'm getting there. Things don't bother me as much, but I'm not sure if that's carnivore, or if that's just me getting older and getting too tired to care anymore. So I don't really know which it is, but it's one of them. So yeah, but thank you for that. I'm trying. I'm noticing, people are telling me how much better I'm looking, how much better I'm doing, and I do appreciate that. Hey, Terry Sue, how we doing today? Um, I do appreciate in that and everything. I am noticing I'm losing weight. I'm getting a little bit of like the jowl in my neck, so I need to. I was thinking of like I don't remember when you're like Richard Simmons when he did the facial exercises AEIOU. I don't know what that was. I don't feel like it's doing anything, but if that helps, then uh, we should all do it together. AEIOU. Makes you sound like you have like you're deaf or something like that. I'm sorry. So yeah. So I do have a video coming out later on today. I think you guys will enjoy it. It's called Downsizing. So I hope you guys enjoy it. It'll be coming out around 6 o'clock today. So just a little you know, um, pre thing. How you rocking, Keto Amy? How you doing? I actually saw one of your videos, Keto Amy, the one about spider caused you to go become keto. I like that. It was cool. And retired Bob, hello, boy, got a lot of famous people on here. So if anybody has any questions for me, put them in the chat, and I'll answer them the best I can. I've been thinking about different things, outside of because I mean this whole thing is about like where do I go? Like once I get my A1C down and everything like that, where do I go from there? I mean, obviously I want to keep on going onward and upward. So, I'm thinking of different things that I think would be good for me. I'm not really sure. Um, One of the things I was actually thinking about, Dr. Kilt actually has a training program with Dr. Nelson being the actual instructor. I'm not putting the quotes because I'm being mean. I'm just saying, I don't know if you consider himself an instructor or not, but I'm thinking about like maybe learning how to become a coach. I don't know if anybody agrees with that would be good for me or not. I actually did. I wanted to get some opinions on that, and one of the opinions I wanted to get was actually Bella's. So I actually did ask her in a private chat what she thought. I haven't gotten the response yet, but actually, let me look at my email and see if coincidentally if I got a response. But I doubt it. I should have just done it. My phone's actually pretty slow, so I'll check it later on. Yeah, I mean, I know Dr. Barry has a pretty good program, Amy, but thank you, Sandy. I appreciate that. I mean, it wouldn't be right away because I think the training thing is like $400 or $500, and I'll be honest with you, that's not really in my wheelhouse right this second. But does it mean that once the Boston trip's over, it can't be something I save up for? The next thing I want to actually invest in is a better computer. You'd be surprised. I almost didn't make today because my camera wasn't working on my computer. So I got it to work, but it's kind of problematic. So, it's kind of trial and error, and you kind of like cross your fingers and hope and pray and all that stuff. So I appreciate that, Amy. Um, you know, so I'm going to keep on randomly putting in the chats because, like I said, the whole reason is to chew the fat, and we're chewing the fat. But it's good to also have people on here to chew the fat with. Uh, Note, she's not here right now, but note that I'm doing an interview at 4 p.m. today with Amy Hosp. So, you know, tune on to that. It won't be on the EVU MX. It's going to be on StreamYard, but tune in and hopefully we'll learn a lot more about her. Um, yeah, that'd be possible, Terry. But I don't know how I feel about like asking for them. Like that's kind of why I don't really like. I actually have the Buy Me a Coffee link. I'm just not sure. Well, one, I don't know how to put the link out here, and two, I just I have it on there, and if you're on my channel and you see it, great. And a few people have bought me a coffee, but I don't really like put it out onto my chats or anything like that because I don't really I feel like I'm begging for the money, and I don't want to be begging for it. Like I'm always grateful for it. Don't get me wrong, but like I want that to be your decision, not me coaxing you to do it. You know, um, but that is still a thought. I mean, I think right now, I think things are good, and we'll figure things out. But yeah, I do appreciate the thought, Terry. I really do. It's actually a pretty good idea. So, um, and so we got a lot of people here today. To go on to my sugars are actually pretty good right now. 101 is my number. And it wasn't really that high. It wasn't really high today. I think the highest it went was like 135, and that's during the dawn effect. So I think things are getting better again, or good again. Now I did find out with the job. Um, they asked me if maybe we could not do 4 a.m. to 8 a.m. So it might change. So I don't know what days it's going to be, but it's going to most likely be 6 to 10, which will mean that if it's on a Friday, I can't do the Steak Escape, and I'm going to probably be missing a few Zoom calls too. So I'll be disappointed. I'd probably be It's possible I could be disappointing everybody. Um, that I'm a part of all the groups. I will still do as much as I can, but Oh, okay. Making calls. Oh, okay. Well, hey, whether I have your ear or your whatever, Terry Sue. Here. Hello. Hello. Can you hear me?
I was going to test. Good morning,
Hi.
friends. The other day I tried it with my phone and then it,
It just everything all right?
no, I'm hearing myself echoing. I don't know.
Oh, do you have another? Do you have another tab on,
Maybe I do.
like YouTube tab or something?
I did. Okay, you're right. That was it. That solved the
That's
problem.
90% of the time. 95% of the time, that's usually what it is. It
But I just wanted to try with my laptop to see if it was a little bit better. And it is.
is. You're not as broken up.
Yeah. And last time my face was like this, which was kind of awkward and weird. So it is. I think, Sandy, you mentioned you have the phone. It is, you can do it, but it's just awkward getting the angle and
Yeah. Well, I don't like the phone that much because it's harder to get the to figure out the to get other people on, and it's just to go into the
it's
chat
tricky.
like basically it's good for if you're just watching or just listening, but if you want to do anything else, it's not. To me, it's not that easy. So I'd rather just do the phone if I have to, type thing. Like I know when I'm going to Boston, me and Lewis were talking about me doing a live on our way to Boston. But if I do it from the phone, we're not going to be. I'll be able to watch you guys on the chats and talk, but I won't be able to actually type in anything. Now Lewis might be able to, but I won't be able to. So, yeah. So,
Yeah,
so
that coaching is so interesting from Killed Mighty Tribe. I thought it was just like if you're a specialist or something, but it seems like maybe all of us here could
yeah,
possibly do it
anybody could do it. From
if
what
I
I'm.
understand correctly. But
Yeah.
I mean, That's kind of cool.
Yeah. So I mean, I was thinking about it, and I thought, like I really never saw anybody else do any programs like that. Now I could be wrong, but Kilt is the first person and Ollie is always advertising, or sending emails that he's doing this, and I found out about it costing about $400 to $500,
Oh, really? Okay.
which is to me a great deal for I think Nelson definitely deserves that,
100%.
but yeah,
But
I
I would
mean,
get those emails too, and I thought those don't apply to me. There's no way I would do that.
no.
But who
Well,
knows?
she's sending it to everybody, but yeah, you're. I think if you have the desire, I think it can. And I still get some people that think that I'm still the novice and I don't know. It's kind of funny. It's like you just hear in their speak, like in their messages, like that. You got to do this. You got to. It's like I know that.
Yeah. We're always learning, always growing, and
Yeah. It's like two that are really bad at that. Yeah.
well, I just wanted to say hello and test the laptop. So
Oh, the laptop came out really well, and I'm
it's an
glad.
older laptop too. So that was cool.
Mine's 25 years old.
That's Yep. That's an
Yeah,
older
I got it back in.
one.
Actually, it's probably even older than that because I think I got it like in the 90s. So, it's like probably like when laptops were like just starting to become popular, and yeah, I mean, I think it's about time I get something newer, but you know, which what I want to do is actually, I want to when I get a few bucks, I want to actually redo. I want to make a new, like actually build my own desk and build something that's bigger, and I can do like kind of like Mitch, old guy carnivore, like this big setup that can do better lives and stuff like that instead of just
Yeah.
on my laptop here. But I think this works out fine too for right now. But I just want to let it
The
grow.
lighting makes a difference. Like if I have the laptop, but I have Raise. It's a light that you put on the computer, Razor.
Oh
But I
yeah,
also need so behind my computer, I have that light, and I have all the lights up above me, and then that helps me not look so scary because otherwise there's actually this looks like a lot of shadows, but um,
yeah. I don't think the lighting wise. Like I actually am using this guy right here. I don't know if you see him or not. It's just a basic desk lamp, and then I face it towards me. Because Mitch was showing me that's what he does with his computer. So I thought, okay, I could just bend it to my will basically, and just put it in front of my face, and it might give me a little bit more light. But
that's good.
yeah, and usually I have my upper light above too, so that gives me some light. And if I need to, I have the window. I can open the shades. So I have different things, but yeah, you just have to find your tricks. You just have to find if they don't work, then you try something else.
Do you want to know the trick to make your double chin disappear? Move your Put some books under your computer because watch, here's it doesn't look like I have a double chin right now, but look at this.
Oh God, yeah.
So
Sorry, I didn't mean to say
yeah,
that.
so it makes a huge difference. So if you just lift it up a little, voila, I look a few years younger. So
I mean, I don't really. I mean, to me, it's showing that I'm still losing weight. So
that's a good point. Yeah.
I mean, I remember when I was a kid, my father was really skinny, and I mean, he was about like, oh yeah, okay.
So I have the books under there, and I try to get
Yeah,
it
so you kind of like tilt yourself up a little bit. I get it. That's
well,
cool.
and then if it's just looking down, it tends to be a
Right, because you're forced to look up at the camera rather than
well, yeah,
across.
and I don't
My
know.
father, he had a really bad, like a huge Adam's apple, and I used to be so. When I was a kid, he used to scare the shit crap out of me, which is funny. So I was always having this fear, like, okay, if I lose weight, am I going to get this huge Adam's apple? So we'll find out. But he had a really deep voice too, and he was really thin. He was about like 140 pounds at like 5'8.5". So I'm a little taller than him, but he it was like the size of an actual apple. So it's funny.
Mm. Well,
So I thank you for coming on, and I know you said you had to get going, so I'm not gonna keep you or anything like that. Is there anything going on today on Healing Humanity?
tonight, Wednesdays, there's usually a guest.
Is it
So
okay? I
I'll
just
try.
want to make sure that if I say to you, "I'll see you later on," that I'm not like, okay, like what are you talking about? And we're not doing anything.
Like there was a live yesterday, and I didn't realize. I mean, I caught it, and it was really good with Dr. Kiltz and Dr. Nelson, and
Oh, that
the,
yes,
the live.
with
That was
Jen.
so good. But I don't know. It'd be cool if there's one place where, so we would know daily all the places we can check out, all the for
Yeah.
carnivores.
Well, do you have notification for Carrie or no? Like, do you get
I
notified whenever he has a
do.
live and stuff?
Yeah, I don't always look at them. I guess that would be good to do. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, and probably some people will probably argue with me, but I actually just joined. I'm part of Healing Humanity, but I for some reason I thought, hey, why not? I joined his actual Homestead How channel, so I'm going to get some, be able to see some other things there. So hopefully that works out. And it's only $2. It's only like $2-3 a month, so I'm not going to really, you
What
know.
is that? I'm not familiar with that.
His membership for Homestead How.
Oh, so that's different than Healing Humanity?
Yeah. Well,
Oh,
the membership for Homestead How is just Carrie. Well, Carrie and his family, basically, Carrie and Jen.
okay.
Healing Humanity is pretty much that whole group of, Lynn and Adam and Carrie and Ashley and all them. So like, I think you're getting a better value with Healing Humanity because you're getting the whole group. You're able to talk with the whole group. And the membership for Homestead How is just exclusive lives. You just
Yeah, I've heard them say there were 12 lives a week, and I was wondering, so but it must be because of that. I didn't realize that was an option for just $2. It seems like that's a
like
good
two,
deal.
$3. Yeah, it's like $2.99. So like,
That's great.
yeah.
So tonight at home Healing Humanity is the expert live Q&A is Amanda Decker, and I think she's
Okay.
been on before, and she's really helpful. So that if we have any questions, or it says she is um, nurse practitioner, certified metabolic health practitioner, and certified ketogenic nutritionist. So
That's pretty cool. And you know that her and Lynn are probably going to be talking a lot because of them both being nurses. They'll be able to collaborate.
I always learn so much just sitting there listening, and so grateful. And
Yeah, I mean, I don't really have that many questions to ask. I never do, but when they do pop up, I try to ask them. So like it's not that I know it all. I know eventually I'm going to get the answer without even asking. Yeah.
yeah, it's and those live streams in the morning with Dr. Kiltz are just a really wonderful, good
I'm
way to
actually a
start the
moderator.
day. Pardon?
I'm actually a moderator for Dr. Kills.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you
Yeah.
for
I mean,
doing that.
with work and everything like that, I miss a lot of it. But if the schedule changes, then I'll probably see that, but I will miss a lot of the other, of something else. So, I mean, there's always a give and take on everything you do, So, so yeah. So I'm going to put in the post again if anybody else wants to come on and join us. And like you were saying that you had to get going, so I don't want to. I don't
Well,
want to cut
thank you,
you off.
friends. Thank you, Thomas. Take care.
Thank you. All right, so that was cool that Terry B came on. I hope it didn't show that it seemed like I was rushing her off. I know she said that she actually had to get going, and I didn't want her to miss out on whatever it was that she had to do. I know sometimes I stay on a little bit longer, even if like time is against me. So, hopefully she'll come on again in the future. And I always look forward to hearing from everybody. you know. If anybody else wants to come on, uh, I'm curious. I don't know who's still here. I see that the watching has lowered a little bit. So, if you're still here, raise your hand. Sorry about that. I can be funny sometimes. So, yeah, I don't know. I mean, like I can grab a lot of the, so I guess it's still like a double chin, just a loose double chin, you know. But like I said, I guess we could do like, you know, we should all do that together. Come on camera and just all do the Richard Simmons um, vowel exercises. I don't know if anybody knows this or not, but he actually started out as one of the fruits of Fruit of the Loom. I don't think maybe. And he didn't have to wear any padding or anything like that to fit into his costume. I think he was the grapes, if I'm not mistaken. And he was so big, and that's why he did. That's why he started doing the workouts and everything. Why he wore those outfits, I don't know. The really short shorts and the tank top, and but I guess he was just trying to show off how much weight he lost. But he was a big guy at one time. Just a little fact. I don't know if you knew that or not, but can't say he didn't learn anything. Here on the Rib Channel. But that's a pretty good idea to raise it up a little bit. So, excuse me. I mean, it's great to get all these. I get so many tips. And some of them you can use, and I use them, and some of them are not really as easy to use, but I still value them and I still use them. So, I'm looking at my email right now, and I got 3 messages from Alia. I want to open up one of them and see what she sent me. Just how many more days are left of the Boston trip. So, no, nothing big or anything like that. I've already gotten the tickets for Boston, so I don't really need to worry about that. Um, I mean, it's pretty definite that I'm going to go. You know, I have enough money for it, and I think it's going to be a pretty good trip. And everything. So, okay. So everything is really good. My blood sugar is still 101, which is excellent. Um, Seems like we don't have as many people, so I don't know if people are just not around or not, whatnot. But it seems like we lost a few people. That's fine. One thing I learned is you lose some, you gain some. You lose some, you gain some. People have to come and go, right? You know, I didn't put anything out in the chats because you guys have been talking, and oh, so it looks like Sandy left. She's going to be coming back at 4. And I hope a lot of people do come back, do watch at 4 o'clock, because it's not just about me; it's also about Amy. Razor, I'm going to actually put this in the chats. This is from Terry B. Razer Kaio streaming camera on Amazon helps me improve the angle, etc. Terry Sue, it probably wouldn't work for me without that. It's about $50. Okay. Well, something for me to look at, Terry B. And you're more than welcome. Yeah, I mean, we all love Amy. And I think it's going to be pretty cool. I don't know what she's going to talk about. I know she said she's going to talk about about another book she's working on with another person. Another carnivore, I guess, and that excuse me, that she is she's going to reveal who it is that she's working with. Now, I'm going to admit, I assumed it was Lynn, because she's always worked with her in the past. Excuse me. I'm starting to get like that in my throat. This is fine. It happens. I have it all the time. So I'm going to keep on, like I said, I'm going to keep on putting in every once in a while, I'm going to keep on putting the link in the thing. And I hope that, hello, Wendy. How you doing? And, if anybody's interested, come on in. All right. And I'll show Feral Grandma saying hello to everybody. And she has the perfect picture, a cup of coffee. Mitch must love that, right? Because coffee with Mitch. The only thing would be better is if she actually had one of his coffee cups. So you're chatting from your laptop and nothing is showing from there? That's weird. You mean from your laptop nothing is showing? Yes, that's a bit strange. Now, just to let you guys know, I keep on saying about you coming on the chats now, but also too, it's going to be twice a month on Wednesday that I plan on doing it. I'm hoping to be able to continue doing it. And for this month, it's going to be Amy and Helen. Helen from Jesus to Carnivore. And they're going to, tell their stories. But I like to keep on going. So if you know anybody that would be interested in coming on, in my channel, you can actually get my email. Probably be the easiest way of doing it. It's right in there, and email me. Here I'll put it in the link. T. Pruitt 40. And I'm doing it because I don't know if we're allowed to put in email addresses or not. Well, you know what? Actually, I want to try it and then see. At gmail.com. If we're not, then we'll put it in code. So I will find out. I'm going to look at how it comes up. Oh, it actually came out. So if anybody's interested in setting up a process, just like Amy's doing tonight, and just like Helen's doing on the 18th, I'd be more than happy to set up. No, I think I do have for the first week of July. I'm hoping that it's actually going through, but I also have Miss E, Alyssa, from Steak and Butter Gang. I'm setting up a time for her. I hope she's able to do it. Things do change, but Okay. Yeah. Yeah. You want to take care of the chicken hands. Did anybody ever see that video where I got chicken from Walmart, the quarter, pieces, the thigh and the leg, and one of them actually had a chicken foot in it. And yes, I did have the chicken foot because I was curious to see how it tasted. So if anybody thinks it's a disgusting thing, I I do appreciate that, and it actually helps me get closer to my to whether or not I think it's a good idea. I think I'd be pretty good at it. At least I hope I would be. Um, you know, it probably would be more carnivore, Amy, but I don't see why it can't be. Um, because I don't think it's just like I think it's a coaching of just to give you an idea. But I think everybody has their own way of doing things and their own style, and I'm sure. Um, you know, because I mean, you wouldn't be natural if you didn't adapt your way and your style. I think it goes with anything really. It's one thing to follow the book, but at the same time, you got to be able to go out the box a little bit. So I'm sure that if you were more ketovore or more keto, that we could still apply the principles of it all. I'm sure it's not like, okay, well, if you're having like this, then you're not with us. I can't see Kiltz being like that. Kiltz is very accepting of everything and everybody, and so is Nelson. At least that's how I take him, which is probably why everybody likes him so much. You know, there's so many people out there. It's like, oh, well, you put in a gram of cinnamon, you're not keto, you're not carnivore. Like, oh my god, excuse me. You know, I'm gonna put this out there. I'm not sure. Terry Sue, people use chicken feet for bone broth. I've never tried it because they look scary. You know what, Terry? There wasn't really that much meat on it, so it was like two bites and I was done. Basically, it was like you know, so you know, I mean, one thing I learned about Doctor, I think most of the carnivores are pretty accepting. And I say most, like I'd say at least 80%, 85, are pretty are pretty non-judgmental, are pretty accepting. But you get a few of them out there that they just keep on going and keep on going. You know, um, when I first started, I it was easy for me because I didn't really give myself any rules. Like if it was meat based and it was carnivore, then I think it was okay. But if it was come from a plant, then I just didn't have it. It wasn't like I was like being judgmental on it, and I still did some spices in the beginning and stuff like that, but not in the 5 month beginning, but in the way beginning. But eventually, as time went on, I just became a little stricter. But it wasn't like I was judging people. And I even have some thoughts every once in a while where I'll have a pickle or I'll have some cucumber or something like that. Um, one of the things that I do miss is and I figured out how to make it. I was taught, my mom taught me how she does it. And it's not that big of a deal, but it was my mom's recipe. But she made a cucumber salad with sour cream that I used to love. And all it was cucumber and sour cream. Now she did add some like red onions, so like that, but I don't need to do that. And every once in a while, if I feel like having it, I'll have that. But I haven't had it in a long time, and I don't one of the things I thought is I might have it when I get my A1C to where I want it to go. Just like kind of like that, like, oh, this is my non-carnivore surprise meal. No, I mean I think everybody gets affected differently, Terry. Just like anything. I I think it's a good idea that you put it in the bone broth. I really do. I know, if I'm not mistaken, I think you said when we were talking about bone broth yesterday that you like to do chicken bone broth. Um, if I remember correctly, that was you that had said that in the chats. I think I could be wrong, and you could correct me if you want, or just take credit for it. Doesn't matter. Um, but I think one or two wouldn't hurt the bone broth. I really don't. Even if it is beef bone broth, like it doesn't to me. It could be mixture of meat. It's bone broth. Yeah, just like let it simmer with juices and stuff like that. I think would be fine. Showa, you know. Just let you guys know, I just randomly pick. I'm not like favoring Terry Sue over her comments. Okay, I like everybody's comments just as well. All right, like this one here from Feral Grandma. Um, Wait till it comes up. Hanging around that you just felt like cooking demon paws today. Okay, a little satanic, but okay. Yeah, I mean, when my foot was really bad, when I had not meaning to paint a picture, but when I had the hole in my foot, when I had the toes still being healed and stuff like that, um, I probably ate a lot more than I even do now of eggs. Um, and I think my thought process was, did a lot of bone broth. And yeah, I did the bone broth you buy. I was a little too lazy. When my mom was alive and she was well, she made a lot of bone broth, so I did eat a lot of hers. But she had, it was like sort of like, what else am I going to do? So she would actually go. At that time we had a slow cooker, but we had to throw it away because it was like sort of sparking every time. But she'd make a lot of bone broth and stuff. No. And I used to make the joke that maybe if I actually start eating iguana or a lizard, maybe like my toes would grow back. You kind of in my like a lot of times when you have a situation like mine, sometimes it's easier to cope with it when you joke around a little bit. And I used to tell my doctor, I said, I'm really disappointed in you. You're the worst magician I ever seen in my life because you make my toes disappear, but you can't make them come back. Like what kind of magician are you? You know. I never had Pickle's pig feet. I'm not sure how that would be. I guess it would be okay. I guess anything. I mean, there's some meats that probably would be. I don't know if I'd really want to have them. It kind of reminds me of the show Fear Factor with Joe Rogan. I don't know if anybody remembers that show. You know, where like you would go on it in a competition and you would either I don't know, you do like some kind of like physical thing, or you'd have to do something that was really like parachute over you know the cliffs of something, or you would actually have to eat like bull testicles or something like that. Like just something really out of the comfort zone. Hey Rick, how we doing? So you came just in time. uh, yeah, no, I never had pickled pig's feet. Yeah, I know. You took my crown from me, Rick. I have no idea. I'm guessing the crown thing doesn't work on my. Yeah, I have a theory. I have a theory about that. I think that it's like for your show, if you have a certain amount of subscribers, I think that's where the crown thing comes. I think if you're under a certain amount, then I don't think you get the crown feature in your channel, because I noticed it comes up. I'm not sure if it comes up with your channel rec or not, but I noticed it does not come up with Aaron's, and I know it doesn't come up with mine. But I noticed it comes up with Rick's. I noticed it comes up with Mitch, Carrie, Dr. Barry. I know. I think it also came up with Chris Cooking Nashville. So I'm wondering if like you have to have a certain like maybe like over 100,000 subscribers or something, or 50,000 or something like that, and that's when it will actually start happening. I could be wrong. I don't know. I'm just surmising. Is that all we ever do is just surmise? Um, I think you're right. I mean, I still think it works a little. Um, so do you have the crown on yours then, Amy, or no? Because if that's the case, then my theory is totally off. Because now, what does T mean, Feral Grandma? What does T mean, Wendy? Okay. Actually, I didn't know you had a channel, Terry B. I mean, I know you have, YouTube and everything like that, but I didn't realize you had anything going on. So if you do, I'll definitely make sure to subscribe to your channel. I actually have. I'm now at. I myself am now at about 325 subscribers. So it's growing here and there. I have to admit, it does grow every time I do an interview, but that's not why I do the interviews. I do it because I think that giving my story helps people. If I can help at least one person realize that, because you're sort of like in this trap, like I have to do what they say type thing, and um, well, it depends on when you're talking about. Let's do the when I fully became carnivore, and I actually count becoming fully carnivore, as people know, when I start doing the chats. Behind the scenes, I've been doing it for years, carnivore on and off, on and off, on and off. But when I first went full carnivore, when I actually joined in the groups and did the chats and start my channel, I actually started all that on January 1st. So June 1st was actually my 5-month anniversary. around January, maybe like, yeah, I started doing the chats and stuff like that around January 1st. My first, I'm not sure exactly when I first started my channel, but Target Prime Rib became a thing on January 1st, basically. And I only know that because I thought I was going to be going to my sister's for New Year's, and then she didn't have anything going on, so I thought right then and there, I might as well start just doing the all meat now and committing now. So that's why it happened. It was going to start a little bit later. I was going to start like at least the third, but like get my last bit of family event out. I apologize for the coughing, everybody. You've been doing it for quite a while. Yeah, I mean, I don't feel that I really work. I mean, I probably could work harder on my channel, uh, but I guess I do a little bit more than I think I do. Okay. I mean, don't forget, um, and I'm guessing this isn't you guys. Don't forget, I did disability for a long time, so I really had nothing else to do. So I was able to focus, even if I didn't have the equipment. I was able to focus my time a little bit more. It was just recently that I actually started working again. So I mean, don't sell yourself short. You're probably busy doing other things. Some of you guys have children. You have this. You have that. I don't have any of that. It's just me, and you know, and that's it. You can't type. Okay. Sorry to hear that. Yeah. No. I mean, I don't think it's fully. I mean, the only thing I think is the subscribers on, if you're talking about the Crowns, Feral Grandma or Wendy. I think it's. I think that's their decision on who gets their channel gets the crown ability. But you personally getting the crown for each individual, I don't think it's just the comments. I think there's something else about it. Um, because it just doesn't seem. I don't know. Maybe there's like certain words are being used, or you know, um, I don't know what their thought process is. All right, so I'm going to show this. I'm not sure. Rock and Keto. Okay. Yes, work a full time job. Two choral groups. I'm sorry. Take care of a 93-year-old with dementia. I'm sorry about that. I feel for you. And my parents live next door, and they are 80. Very busy. Can't donate a whole ton of time to YouTube. Yeah. So I mean, you have. That's what I mean. You have. Now some people might have the time, but they just don't have the desire, and that's fine. But I understand how busy you are and everything like that. When I was working, when I did the tuxedos and everything like that, for the most part, even on the slow season, I was pretty much the right hand man. So I worked. I traveled about an hour to go to work and an hour to go back. So counting that and everything like that, I probably worked close to like 16 hours a day, except for the days I had off. And then my mom actually got really, really bad. I am taking care of her, and I got really bad too, and things happened. And it just spiraled into a stressful place. And that's why I'm no longer doing what I'm doing. But I did that for 25 years. So, you know, yeah. Okay. And I agree. I'll put this out there for Rock and Keto Amy. You are a Wonder Woman. You're doing a lot, and it's pretty cool. So this has been a pretty good chat today. You know, Terry B, thank you for coming on. I actually love that you were on here. You're always welcome. And I'll be honest with you, I thought that you said something about having that you had to get going or something like that. So if you feel like I rushed you off, I apologize. Believe me, you're always welcome. Um, just like everybody. And I'm going to put in the chat one more time. I know there were some people that came on before. in the chats, and if I hope they're still here, and if any of them want to come on, they can. I know Sandy left already, and I'm sure a few other people left already, but we have at least 9 people watching. So I don't know if that whole 9 is in the chats or not, but like I said, anybody that wants to come on, we can do so. And don't forget, at 4 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, I'm going to have Amy, and I sent her the link. I texted it to her, so hopefully she'll be able to do. And if not, we'll figure something out. So it's going to be on StreamYard with the duck, which I would think would be Rick's favorite channel because it's the duck channel. Just joking. Or am I? So we'll give it a few more minutes. The thing I like about this particular streaming is I'm able to it will cut off. Like yesterday, I was about an hour and a half, and actually I got a note saying that in a half an hour we're going to cut right off. So it literally cuts you off at 2 hours. So it would have, if I went to the 2 hours, it would have canceled it out. Yes, you are the biggest quack here. We do not deny that, Rick. And if Papa Carnivore was here, he would be the second biggest quack. And you think being my channel, I would be up there too. But it's fine. You guys were quacks a lot longer than I was. So Rick, are you excited about being on with Mitch on Sunday? Probably. You'd probably pretty much like anything, right? Oh, hold on. Okay. Sorry about that. I'm just answering. So I have my old boss is the one that was at the other store, the one I wasn't able to get to anymore. She just texted me asking me if I could come in tonight. I told her that if she needed me, I would be able to. But to tell you the truth, I didn't think that it was, anything really that she would need me to. But it looks like she will. So I'm still going to do the live with, but I do have to figure out a way to get some sleep. Even if it's only a few hours. So just to go from there. But I might have to end this live. So I mean, as for Carrie, I mean, unless he got wind that we figured it out, which is possible because we did talk about it a little bit in different things. He may not, because if he realizes that we're aware of him or her, we don't know. It could be any gender. Just because it says Carrie doesn't mean it's a male necessarily. For all we know, it could be an aardvark that we that we do. So exactly, he, she, or it. So hold on 1 second. So I'm going to put in the thing. So yes, okay. So I just put in the thing because I keep my word. It's one thing you guys will learn about me. I keep my word, and so I told her that if she needed me, I would be there. So and everything. So I mean, the only thing I think I'm going to do is I'm going to have to make sure I have enough money for the Uber is cancel because I was going to get my hair cut, but I think that can wait. So I will be giving a little bit more money. I want to make sure I have enough. Your last piece of hardtack chicken, so you'll never, ever, ever have another piece of hardtack chicken ever again, Rick? Hello, Juliet Marie. Hello, how you doing? All right. Well, that's pretty cool that you work from home. I've been thinking about maybe doing that, make it a little bit easier for me. I just can't seem to find a home job that would really work for me because. Okay, so you will get more. You will get more hardtack chicken then. You're not like totally obliviating doing it to yourself, right? Okay. Well, um, my day being the way it is today, as you guys know, um, I'm going to actually cut this short. I do apologize. We were on for an hour, and just keep them coming, Rick. Just keep them coming. I hope to see you guys at 4 o'clock with Amy, and and wish me luck for tonight because I will be working an 8-hour shift at the other store tonight from 10 to 6. So, all right. So, everybody, you have a good day. I'll see you in a few hours. And this is Target Prime. Over and out.